All right, good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show for Monday, the 30th day of June, last day of June. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me in the studio this morning is Bret Witkowski. And hello, Bret. Yes.
Kind of like Forrest Gump.
Very good. I'm going to center your camera. There you go. Nope, you're fine. Okay. You were mentioning just a moment ago and pointing back out that today is the last day of June. Tomorrow is July 1.
Correct.
And the state of Michigan has no budget. They're supposed to get a budget done by now, right?
Yeah. Well, the fiscal year for the state starts October 1st.
October 1.
But you have all these schools having to pass their budgets, and they don't know what the state aid is.
But I mean, the state legislature is supposed to get their budget work done by June 30th, right?
Correct. I think so, yeah.
And the only problem is there's no real penalty for them not getting their work done.
Correct.
And so because you have a divided House this year, you've got the Democrat-controlled Senate and the Republican-controlled House and the Democrat-controlled governor's mansion, and there just hasn't been a lot of talk or agreement on anything. What are the major issues sticking out? We've got roads.
Road funding is obviously one that's close to me, that major. You've always got state aid.
Yeah.
For school aid.
Schools want to know what's going on.
Correct. And schools to me is the toughest budget to put together, because one, it's based on enrollment. You really don't know what that true enrollment is till
day one.
Day one.
Yeah, they all show up or don't.
Or they don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you don't really know what you're getting in the state aid. So you're probably safe going off last year, and then very difficult. I think that's a big one, is the road funding from what I've heard. And just having the Republicans control the House and Democrats the Senate, at some point you got to compromise. And that seems to be a four-letter word, which it's not, but see my point. It's just, it's either it's our way or screw everybody else.
Well, and get political points in the meantime, right?
Right, but really do nothing to help solve the problems.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just messing around with some stuff here.
Making sure playing Candy Crush?
Yes, I am playing Candy Crush over here. Yes. No, I had to move a couple of news stories around because we had a busy news weekend, and most of it was unfortunate. So that's not good.
But to me, it's just like, I don't know. I would assume junior colleges like LMC are in the same boat, wanting to know what they're going to get.
Everyone wants anyone and everyone who has a chip in this game wants to know what the state is planning to spend next year. And and isn't there still a Senate seat vacancy?
I believe so.
State Senate, and the governor has the opportunity or has the obligation to call a special election, is refusing to do so.
Right. I thought that was going to court.
It's tough to follow the latest on this. We'll have to take a look at it. But I do know that even Democrats now are saying, "Hey, governor, we should probably do something here."
Well, it was interesting. There was bills that were passed by the House and Senate last year that never went to the governor for signature.
Oh, yeah.
Within a 10-day period, as it explained to me. And I'm thinking, why didn't they get there?
Yeah.
So then they died. So now one side's suing the other to make, it's just like, but how it was not the county clerk. It was the state clerk supposedly didn't get him to the governor in time.
Really?
Really?
That's weird.
You have a job. That's your job.
Weird. It's weird stuff happening. Yeah, you'd think there'd be some sort of repercussion if you didn't fulfill that. I mean, if the legislative body approves stuff and it's supposed to be signed by the governor, given to the governor and signed.
Right.
Huh. All right. We've got more to talk about, news included. 7:04, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on the video live stream. Hope you had a good weekend.
Very good.
Some of the conditions on Saturday were beautiful weather-wise. Sunday, it was okay. It was
got
decent.
muggy again.
It got a little muggy. All right, 7:04.
The $5,000 in cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:05, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me is a fired up Bret Witkowski.
Well, yeah, I need to calm down.
It was a good
I'm
weekend.
standing my principles.
You had a good, yeah, exactly. We've been talking about government and spending and stuff like that this morning, and Brett's all fired up. He's so angry he might start growing hair on the top of his head again.
If that's what it takes, I'll be the angriest guy around.
Anyway, we've got 72 degrees in Benton Harbor right now under mostly cloudy skies. St. Joseph is 72, 71. We were just talking, Saturday was a beautiful day.
That was like what I call a chamber day.
Yeah, that was a chamber day. You arrive in Southwest Michigan on Saturday. We're telling you that is what the weather is all year round. It's like this all year round.
Come back here November 15th and expect the same thing.
But it was gorgeous on Wednesday. Sunday, we got more of what we have today. And today we have humidity. Partly sunny skies, a 60% chance of showers and storms today. So a relatively high chance of showers and storms today, but they say it might not have the fuel to develop. So we may just kind of hang out in the muggy sector. High today around 85 degrees inland. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast partly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers and storms, a low around 65. Tuesday sunny, high around 80. Tomorrow, at least in the writing here, it looks like it's going to be a nice day. If tomorrow's high only gets up to 80, I think we're going to be in good shape. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high around 84. Same thing on Thursday, a high of 84. And then as we get into Friday, your 4th of July holiday, Independence Day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, it's going to be hot and humid again. So the heat and the humidity returning in force Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully we get some relief from it after today.
Good.
Okay. All right, news. Some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom this morning. A 69-year-old man died Saturday night in a house fire in the 72,000 block of 36th Avenue in Covert Township. The Covert Township Fire Department responded to reports of a structure fire at approximately 9:53 last night. When crews arrived, witnesses told first responders they thought the homeowner was still inside the residence. Fire personnel entered the burning home. They successfully extinguished the blaze. During their efforts, they did locate the homeowner inside the home, who was pronounced dead at the scene. The Covert Township Police Department and Michigan State Police are investigating. An autopsy will be conducted. The victim's identity is being withheld pending notification of next of kin. Other news, as we told you about last hour, a weekend drowning in New Buffalo has taken the life of a 20-year-old man from Niles. At approximately 8:30 last night on Saturday night, 8:30 Saturday night, the New Buffalo City Police responding to a call of a water rescue on North Whitaker Street Bridge over the Glean River. Witnesses reported seeing a male jump off the bridge into the water, and then he could no longer be seen. Responders, they say, swiftly arrived. They extensively searched the area and eventually did locate the male. Unfortunately, he was deceased in the water. The victim had been identified as 20-year-old Tucker Vaughn from Niles. Vaughn's body was turned over to the Berrien County Medical Examiner's Office for further investigation.
Horrible.
Other news, the city of Benton Harbor is being asked to reprioritize some of their water system projects so that the most critical are completed before a state grant to pay for the work runs out. The city's Economic Development Committee last week heard from Jason Marquette of Abbenmarsh, and he said that the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, EGLE, has been conducting a review of its administrative consent order with the city. He's expecting EGLE to seek some changes.
We have projects slated in the distribution system. We have these water plant projects that you all are already working on. And EGLE will potentially ask the city reprioritize those so that you can hit the items on this new ACO.
The ACO is the administrative consent order. Marquette said some work at the water treatment plant has come in over budget, so EGLE is likely to recommend moving some grant dollars away from distribution system improvements to the plant. Another thing EGLE wants addressed is a plan from the city to financially right-size the water plant.
The city's been doing a technical manager and financial capacity study. It was submitted in 2023 showing the shortfall of revenue gap at the water plant. So EGLE still considers that not completed because it's still not showing that the water plant can fund with the customers they got.
The city is using $45 million in state funds to do the work. Marquardt did say the city has been addressing most of the EGLE findings from a previous review. that led to the order. Some that remain include plans for hydrant flushing and cross connections, as well as water plant capacity, that study that was mentioned earlier. And finally, a project to reconstruct part of Botham Avenue in St. Joseph begins next month. St. Joseph City engineer Tim Zebel tells us they'll be doing a complete reconstruction and replacement of infrastructure under that road.
Botham Avenue from South State Street to Niles Avenue is going to be reconstructed. So when we reconstruct a road, that means we're removing the entire roadway surface. Botham Avenue will look different when we're done.
Among other things, Zebel says they'll be adding a non-motorized path as envisioned in the city's master plan.
And it will be a non-motorized path on the south side of the road. On the north side of the road, there'll be some what I call pocket parking places. And then the road will be a little narrower, which helps to control speeds.
Those pocket parking places will be similar to what's seen along Langley Avenue. Zebel says the sanitary sewer line was replaced several years ago, but other infrastructure like the water mains will be replaced. He says that should improve water flow to the east side of the city. The work is scheduled to start on July 14, the same day a project to resurface Cleveland Avenue between Hilltop and Lakeshore Drive is set to start. Zebel says there will be a total closure of Botham during the reconstruction, although access to homes will be maintained where it can be. As for Cleveland, he says the road will be closed to through traffic. A public meeting for anyone to learn more about the project will be held at 6 p.m. on July 8 at St. Joe City Hall. The project is expected to wrap up in October. That's a look at some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom. We have more to talk about. It's 7:12. We've got sports right now with Dave Wolf. We'll have a conversation on the video live stream here in just a moment, talking about a child who fell off a Disney cruise ship. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. A little too much fun there. So we'll talk a little bit about that on the video live stream right now on WSJM's morning show.
Derek Skubal struck out.
Do you have Netflix?
We have Hulu.
So you don't have Netflix?
So the answer to your question is no.
You don't have Netflix?
No.
Have you ever had Netflix?
Yes.
Do you want Netflix again? If I refer you, I get a credit.
Oh, do you?
Anyway,
the answer would be no.
On Netflix, there's this new series, and we watched one of the installments last night. A new series on Netflix, and the series is called Trainwreck. And last night's episode
About the show?
What?
Is that about the show?
This show? Thank you.
I'm just joking.
Thank you very much. Sometimes it's a train wreck. No, sometimes it's a train wreck. No, Netflix has this series called Trainwreck, and last night Stephanie and I watched one of the installments of the show. They've had several, and they look at disasters that might have been prevented. This one was about a Carnival cruise ship that ran into severe engine problems because they had a fire in their engine room that basically cut power to the ship and electricity throughout the ship, and that affected their plumbing. And they were out in the Gulf of what's now the Gulf of America. Out in the middle of that, they had no power for several days as they were trying to get the ship pushed to a port. The show was called Poop Cruise. Do you have any idea why they might call it Poop Cruise?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because they had to go over the deck and poop.
No. So this poor ship, and I guess we can laugh about it now, especially because we weren't on the ship. But they made a huge deal about the electricity to the whole ship was out. Electricity was what ran most, if not all, of the toilets on the ship. And so for several days, people were issued little red bags, little red biohazard bags.
I'm good.
Little red biohazard bags that they had to use to put their number 2 in. Number 1, they were advised to go into the shower stalls and go there. Number 2, little red bags. And then once they were done with those bags, tie them off, like a little dog bag, and put them in these designated areas in the hallways.
Oh my God.
Several
Imagine
days.
that.
And then, okay, so remember where number one was supposed to go, in the shower stalls. They only had a lip on there. They showed pictures of it. They only had a lip on it like 2 or 3 inches. And after a few days,
Yeah.
and one day they even gave out free booze. Whose idea that was, I don't know.
Well, that was probably the smartest idea.
Well, come on, a
'Cause they're
ship
all
full of
drunk.
inebriated people?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, then they'll say they enjoyed it.
Yeah, it could be. Anyway, and then before they could get the tugboats there to push them back to where they needed to be, the waves start.
Oh,
So it spilled into the hallways.
oh my God.
Yeah. So apparently it cost him like $115 million to clean up the ship. And then they renamed the ship. And now with the new Netflix show that's on, everyone now knows, oh, that's that ship? We're on that ship? Because they renamed it, trying to hide it.
Will they rename it too?
They'll probably rename it Sunrise or something like that.
Okay.
Carnival Cruise Sunrise.
We've
Sunrise.
used Carnival Cruise.
Well,
I've enjoyed them.
you might think about that. We've got 7:16. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Get up around 85. We do expect scattered showers and thunderstorms, a few this morning, but mostly this afternoon and this evening. Then overnight tonight, we clear out. We drop down to 65. And tomorrow, we're looking at sunny skies, less humid air, high temperatures around 78. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:17. It's the WSJM Morning Show. You don't want to know what we were talking about. And I forget it's breakfast time for folks. Sorry about that.
You made me a little nauseated.
We're on the WSJM video live stream talking about stuff. If you ever want to tune in over there, I promise it's not all nausea-making stuff, but we do talk about fun stuff. It's unedited, no commercial breaks or anything like that, and you get kind of the candid, off-the-cuff conversation. Just tune in on YouTube or Facebook, or you can download the new WSJM app, and we have our video live stream directly on there. Do not turn that on, Brett. Don't turn on our app right now. What are you doing on the Kindle over there?
U.S. world population.
Oh, are you looking at the world population? What are we at right now?
It just went over 8 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
8
Must have been over the weekend.
8 billion people now. 8 billion people strong. Okay. 717
India passed China
in population.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Anything else to add to that?
Russia's going backwards. Japan's going backwards. China's going backwards.
Oh, as far as their population growth is
yeah.
not happening.
Germany.
They're losing more than they're gaining. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, other news. Let's talk about sports thing. If I can get your attention. If I can get your attention over there.
I'm just looking for ideas to talk about.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing that. Former University of Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, I saw he got dropped in that.
Named in an ongoing class action lawsuit against the school over allegations that a former offensive coordinator illegally accessed student accounts to download their personal, intimate images. Harbaugh, who's now the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, you think he's going to do well over there?
Well, he did well last year. They made playoffs.
Did they go far in the playoffs?
No, they lost in the first game, I believe, to Houston.
Okay. He led the Wolverines from 2015 to 2023. Co-offensive coordinator Matt Weiss was hired at the University of Michigan in 2021 and terminated in 2023 for allegedly gaining unauthorized access to other people's computer accounts. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Michigan has charged Weiss with 14 counts of unauthorized access to computers and 10 counts of aggravated identity theft. According to the indictment, he had unauthorized access to a platform with personal identifying information about student athletes from more than 100 colleges and universities across the country. He then allegedly used that information to hack into the personal accounts of 3,300 students and alumni with the help of additional internet research. Federal prosecutors allege he mostly targeted female student athletes, downloading intimate photos and videos from their private accounts. He has pled not guilty to all charges. Harbaugh was named as a party in an amended complaint on Friday, alleging that he neglected responsibilities in his role as Weiss's supervisor and the head of the football program. The complaint alleges that Harbaugh failed and refused to implement basic security measures to Weiss and the football program that resulted in Weiss being able to gain access to the students' information. Do you think Harbaugh is one of the most persecuted coaches in football?
His name seems to get brought up a lot.
Why? I mean, there's the one school of thought where there's smoke, there's fire. On the other hand, you think, is he just becoming a punching bag by anybody and everybody who has some sort of beef with the program?
And they were successful.
And if you bring a name like Harbaugh in,
correct,
to this, this is already a salacious case. It's already made the national news. But if you bring Harbaugh into that case, it amps it up even more.
Exactly. And they won a national title. They were undefeated.
Yeah.
And, if he would have been coach of Kent State, who they fired their coach,
right?
He went 1-23.
Yeah.
They no one would care.
Yeah.
They fired that coach because he had loans he wasn't paying on.
Yikes. No immediate comment from Harbaugh on this, although earlier in the year, after Weiss's indictment was made public, he basically said he was completely shocked and disturbed by the allegations. That's what he told NBC Sports.
I got to play catch with him in 1985.
With Weiss?
With
Harbaugh.
Yep.
Okay. How'd that go?
It was fun.
What was the occasion?
So he was at Michigan, and I was a senior at St. Joe, and Western was recruiting me. I went up there.
Yeah.
And Harbaugh's dad, Jack Harbaugh, was the head coach at Western.
Oh, that's cool.
And John, who's the coach of the Ravens, was an assistant.
Oh.
And I got to play catch with him. And the one knock on Harbaugh at that time is he didn't. They said he didn't have a strong arm.
No.
And he's like, watch this. And he got on one knee and threw it from the 50-yard line into the end zone.
Whoa. Really?
So, yeah. He's
on one knee he did that.
Yep.
That's a pretty good arm.
Yeah, but it was fun. When you're a senior in high school and here's a starting quarterback from Michigan.
Yeah, no kidding.
You get to play catch with him.
That'd be fun.
It was. It
That'd
was
be
a great time.
Did you catch the ball?
Yeah, I could catch the ball.
Okay.
I couldn't block to save my life, but I could catch the ball.
722. Other news that we're covering. A computer hacker, working for the infamous Mexican drug lord El Chapo. El Chapo. You don't want to run into Mr. El Chapo.
I want to know how he got that name, or I don't want to know.
The hacker working for the Mexican drug lord El Chapo tapped into an FBI agent's cell phone data and Mexico City surveillance cameras to allegedly find, intimidate, and kill agency informants. That's according to a newly released federal report from the Department of Justice's Office of Inspector General. It details how in 2018, the Sinaloa cartel enlisted a cyber agent to track. Hey, stop that. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? I'm going to turn you down. Okay, stop doing that. The report from the Department of Justice said in 2018, the Sinaloa cartel enlisted a cyber agent to track the FBI's assistant legal attaché in Mexico City working on the case.
What was that word?
Attaché.
And what does that mean?
It's like a representative, like their person, their go-to. The FBI assistant's legal attaché in Mexico City working on the case against Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Guzman, considered responsible for the deaths of 34,000 people, ordering the deaths of 34,000 people, was sentenced to life in prison in 2019 after a conviction on charges including running a criminal enterprise and murder conspiracies. The report released late last week sheds new light on the tactics that Guzman and the drug cartel employed to destroy resistance and cooperation with police. Cartel members apparently used the information the hacker obtained to intimidate and, in many cases, kill potential sources or cooperating witnesses.
He would not have been invited to our birthday party on Friday.
No.
Not with the name El Chapo.
Whose birthday was it Friday?
My wife's aunt.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Okay. A good time? You had family in town, right?
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, we had a great time.
Okay, good. The hacker for El Chapo obtained information, the report says, by monitoring who was going in and out of the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City, tracking phone calls made by the FBI agent who was working on the case, and tapping into the city's surveillance camera system to follow the agent and see who he was meeting. Yeah. They say legal attaché agents, also known as highly trained investigators, worked with law enforcement in Mexico, and maybe they got more information on this. Maybe they just had access to the information that Chapo wanted, and that's why they were targets of the hack.
Scary.
Yeah. U.S. Embassy officials in Mexico and the FBI referred questions to the state and the Justice Department. A lawyer for El Chapo did not immediately return messages seeking comment. The report
he's probably dead.
No, El Chapo's still alive.
His spokesman.
Oh, yeah, he probably is. The report does not say how many sources and cooperating witnesses were killed or intimidated. That's crazy.
That's one Christmas card list I'm okay not to be on.
Can you imagine? I mean, it's like, this is why television, the crime shows, they're so, I don't want to say popular, but the way they make them mirrors real life. And sometimes you look at a TV show and you say, that's just a TV show. They're just writing. No, this is based on real life. This guy had hackers surveilling all the people who were working to try to, get the cartel. Said, these people are trying to get me. We're going to get them.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
And it's amazing with Mexico how strong the cartels are.
Yeah.
And it hasn't wavered.
No, not too much. Not too much at all.
Every once in a while,
it's become more dangerous.
Yeah, wasn't
down in Mexico.
One of the mayors that just got elected like 6 months ago, then got assassinated right away?
Well, I'll let you look up the news story on that.
Yeah.
But El Chapo is, let's see, how old is he now? 68. 68 years old. Still alive. There you go. Okay, more on the WSJM morning show. Oh, we didn't talk about this, and this went into the story that I was talking about on Netflix. Different stories, same mode of transportation. There is apparently a very horrifying moment aboard a Disney Cruise Line ship. Because a lot of people they take their vacations during the summertime, and a lot of those vacations might involve a cruise ship. Disney. Mm-hmm. In the past couple of decades, I don't know how long they've been running cruise ships. I always thought it was smart for them to get into cruise ships. It's like, take Disney on the water,
yep,
make it its own thing. But aboard one of the cruise ships for Disney, it turned out that they had to perform a huge rescue at sea after a child fell overboard, and her father leapt in after her. This happened over the weekend. It occurred as the Disney Dream was returning to Fort Lauderdale from a 4-night sail around the Bahamas, including a stop at Disney's Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. As first reported, the emergency code "Man Overboard" rang out over the ship's intercom, signaling an urgent response. The crew aboard the Disney Dream swiftly rescued 2 guests from the water. The Disney Cruise Line folks said, "We commend our crew members for their exceptional skills, prompt actions, which ensured the safe return of both guests within minutes. We're committed to the safety of our guests." Social media posts from cruisers described the rapid reaction from crew members. They had to launch life preservers. They deployed a rescue boat. They did that within a few minutes of the person falling, the people going overboard. In a Facebook post, one of the passengers said a girl fell overboard from the 4th deck, and her father went in after her. Thankfully, the rescue team was immediately there, and they were both saved. Can you imagine falling four decks? I mean, it's like basically like 4 stories. Falling 4 stories off a cruise ship. Wonder how old the kid was. I don't see it here.
I mean, you're probably hitting the water at 50 to 60 miles an hour, I would think.
Yeah, probably not.
No?
No.
I think so.
Science is not your forte.
Well, how fast are you hitting it?
I don't know, like 12.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. We'll find an engineer who knows how to measure this stuff.
I did find about that Mexican mayor.
Oh, what'd you find?
Mexican mayors severed.
When was this?
6 days. October of 24.
Okay, so last year. Yeah, so beheaded
6
basically.
days after taking office.
Yikes, that's horrible.
Town of 280,000 people in southwest Mexico.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was bad. Anyway, so at least in the Disney Cruise Line case, everyone was safe. Mayor in Mexico, not so much, but that was last year.
Sadly.
Yeah. 7:30. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We've got Bloomberg, the Financial Minute coming up, ABC World and National News, an update from them. We'll get a preview of what we're covering in the WSJM newsroom and a whole lot more. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
What's on your to-do list?
Yeah, that's not good.
I was reading the article. The drug cartel actually openly demonstrated against him. So,
Really?
Yeah.
They openly demonstrated
against him. And then next thing you know is they put his head on top of a truck. Wow.
Okay.
And then they complain about us.
All right. Let's see.
Let's see how fast. From 4 stories. How fast?
Okay. All right. So here's the science on it. A body falling from this is according to artificial intelligence. So we're both wrong. I was more wrong than you were. A body falling from a building. I used a building because cruise ship, blah, blah, blah.
I agree.
A body falling from a building will accelerate due to gravity, reaching a speed of approximately 9.8 meters per second, which is 32 feet per second. Every second. However, due to air resistance, it will eventually reach a terminal velocity, which is around 120 miles an hour.
Wow.
120 miles an hour. So if you reach full speed, then you're at 120 miles per hour. I can bet you this young lady was not falling at 120 miles per hour.
I agree.
Because you fall, you hit water at that speed, you're not surviving.
You're exploding.
Well, let's not be graphic.
You're imploding.
No, that's not accurate. Okay. Let's see. How far do you fall after 3 seconds?
Gravitation.
I
got a formula here.
No, that's not enough. Okay, go ahead. Do the formula.
Well, how many stories how many feet to a story? Do you know that?
I would say 10 to 12.
Okay. Well, we'll go 11.
Yeah, go 11.
So 44 feet.
We're watching Bret do math on the video live stream. Let's see here. Bill says no racing this weekend. He helped
53.21 miles an hour.
So 53 miles an hour. How what did you think?
50.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Jeez. How do you know these things?
Because I know stuff is totally irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Jack squat in life.
So you had previous reference here?
Here's a crazy thing. I watched some guy on Instagram jump 170 some feet.
Okay.
And they said he hit water at 76 miles an hour.
Oh, so you guesstimated.
I just guessed.
Look at you. That's good.
But that'd be hurt. No,
you ever
76 miles an hour. Sorry.
You ever look at the cliff diving? Is that what you were talking about? Cliff diving?
It was like he climbed up 100 and some feet and hit the water.
You ever want to do that?
No. I jumped off the highest board when I went through boot camp.
Oh.
In full uniform, and that was scary.
Yeah, when you're talking about like at the high schools and the colleges, when you have those high diving platforms, no, thank you.
Not a fan. More power to you.
That's too high. I was even scared of the high jump the high board at the public swimming pool. We had the low board.
I'm with you.
And then the high board went up there.
Well, I'm afraid there's a weight limit. That's what I worry about. That's why I don't zip line or nothing, because they'll be like, oh, you're a pound over. Boom, there you go.
I would zip line. Unfortunately, a lot of the zip lines are part of those, the international vacations. They don't really have the same regulations, safety regulations we do.
No, they're like, oh. You ever see the one guy on Instagram? He runs a carnival, and he'll put people on a ride, and it's like, oh, hold on, something's really wrong here, and then he shoots them off. And
no.
And there's nothing wrong. He just scares them.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. All right, we've got to get back to the show here. Let's see. We've got the Bloomberg Market Minute happening right now. That's amazing.
I see the market's at the highest level ever. S&P 500.
There are a lot of markets, Brett. Yeah, the S&P has been doing all right. One of my sons pointed out, if you ever look at the 5-year, 10-year trend, positive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you look at day to day, that would drive you crazy.
Or make you very rich.
Or poor.
Or poor. That's true. Let's see. What else you want to hit this morning?
No, I feel bad for that family down in New Buffalo via Niles.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
just kids having fun, and at that age, I think we've all been there. We think we're invincible. That's why they're used in military fights.
Yeah, our hearts and prayers go out to the family affected there, friends and family of the New Buffalo, 20 years old, no longer teenager. All right, so we'll come back and hit more news here in just a moment. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Did we miss something there? All right, we were back on the radio here. 7:35. Sorry about that. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me this morning is Bret Witkowski. Let's do a quick check of the weather, and then we'll tell you the stories that are coming up in a moment. Partly sunny skies are out there right now. We've got some beautiful sunshine. We're supposed to head up to a high of 85 degrees today, with some wind out of the southwest, 5 to 15, but pretty muggy out there. Pretty muggy start to the day.
I was disappointed when I walked out.
Yeah, I was hoping for a cooler welcoming to the day. But tonight's forecast, partly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers and storms. It's good beach weather if you're at the beach.
Great, yeah.
Gorgeous. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 65, maybe a chance of a shower. Tuesday's forecast, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just looking at mostly sunny skies every single day. Tuesday, the high is only supposed to be around 80 degrees.
Maybe that's where I got my days messed up.
It could be. I don't know.
Would be the first.
Wednesday and Thursday, a high around 84. And then Friday, your Independence Day, which we'll have special programming on the WSJM Morning Show, by the way.
Are we having the best of Ken?
Yeah, we'll have the best of on the video live stream.
Oh.
And then on the regular thing, we'll have an ABC News special.
So is this up for consideration today?
You tried to pull off the joke. It didn't work.
No.
Let's move on. Friday's forecast. Friday's forecast.
I was hoping to be serious.
On Independence Day, partly cloudy skies, a high around 87 degrees and a low around 67. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy, a 20% chance of showers. It's going to be hot and humid. Saturday, high of 90. Sunday, high of 88 degrees. So it's going to be warm. Yeah, get ready. Warm over the weekend. Tigers beat the Minnesota Twins yesterday 3-0. Cubs lost to the Astros 2-0, and the White Sox beat the Giants 5-2. Tigers, you can hear them right here tomorrow. They're going to be in Washington, D.C., taking on the Nationals. The first pitch at 6:45, the pregame show before that. We've got the full sports report coming from Dave Wolf right after our look at state news.
The Michigan News Network.
All right. What were you talking about with Friday?
So which video is going to be your highlight?
Oh, see, you got to explain these things.
Well, I'm not good at
Hello.
Good.
Is this thing on? Hello. So best of, what's your vote?
Last Friday was good.
Of course you pick one with you in it.
Well, the fruit market guys was good.
Yeah, that one has gotten a lot of views. If you haven't watched if you don't have an opportunity to see all the shows that we do every day, every weekday from 7 to 8, you can always get them on the video archive, which is now available on your WSJM app,
which I now have,
which Bret now has, and you check it for your sports scores and everything, right?
I do.
Sports scores, weather,
74.1.
It's such a beautiful thing. Right now it says feels like 77.5 degrees.
I love how it goes point, but it stops like after 80 or 90.
Oh, the points?
Yeah.
After that, it just gets hot.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. So let's see. So you can look at the video. So it's got in this order: weather, local and state news, podcasts, video. We put our moodyonthemarket.com content there as well as ABC National, and then our sports roundups. It's all right there on WSJM. You can check it out. The app. Get it through your app store. Let's see. Are you seeing any ball games? Major League ball games this year? Where are you going? Minnesota?
Yeah, we're going to Minnesota in September. Watch the Yankees. Check another one off my list of stadiums to visit.
Did you purposefully choose the Yankees?
No, but it worked out well. I'd like to see. I haven't seen the Yankees in a long time.
Do you want to see the Yankees?
Yeah.
Why?
Aaron Judge, I think he's
okay.
Can hit the ball.
Okay, good enough.
So Last year, we went to Tampa Bay, and I got to see the Tigers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That'd have been fun, seeing the Tigers in Tampa Bay. We went to a sporting goods store this weekend, Samuel and I.
By accident?
Nope, absolutely.
Samuel wanted to go.
Samuel wanted to go. I love sporting goods stores. I have nothing against sports. It's just I don't follow them. I'm not passionate. That's not one of my passions.
Okay, so then why do you like going to them?
Because they have stuff that I can do. So rather than sit and watch an electronic box of people doing it, I can go to the sporting goods store and get stuff that I can participate in and do. You get it?
Not really. What did you pick up to do? Pickleball?
No, we looked at golf stuff for Samuel. Let's see.
Going to be on the golf team?
What's that?
Is he going to be on the golf team?
I don't know if he'll try out for the golf. I don't know if Niles has a golf team, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
Sure.
Niles has a golf team?
Big school.
He should probably try out for it. I know he's going to try out for the tennis team, and he's been
that's in the fall. I can't remember if that's fall or spring.
So he's going to be trying out for the tennis team, and he's been practicing up, doing very well. In fact, I think he's got practice again today.
Good for him.
But I took him golfing. I took him out to the driving range a couple of weekends ago, and had a really good time. And he's tall. I mean, he's almost 6'2", if not.
Wow.
Already. And he so he was using my clubs, and it was funny. Here, I'll show you a picture. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Obviously, he had to bend over a lot.
He had to bend over a little bit to reach the.
That's my problem too.
Yeah, to reach the club. So let's see. Yeah. So here's that. Yeah. Let's see.
Just bend over more than a little.
Yeah. So I know it's out of focus there, but you can kind of see Samuel. But yeah, so we're at a local place and trying to find clubs that meet his height requirement, and they have professional golf club fitters,
correct,
who will measure you, and there are a couple of key measurements. One is your height, one is where your wrist is, drop to the floor. So we did all the measurements going in. We get to the sporting goods store, cannot find a single non-standard set of clubs.
I believe that.
Yeah. And they only differ by between a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. But that's a big deal.
That's like I wear a size 13. That'd be like wearing a size 12 shoe.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. And so we still had fun there. I think the most fun he had was seeing the golf club head covers, because they had really cute ones.
I'm sure he appreciated the word cute.
There was a Wookiee.
Oh.
There was a chicken on one. There was
That's cool.
Bottle of hot sauce for one. Give me the hot sauce.
And the driver.
But as part of that, we were talking earlier this morning about how much water you're supposed to drink every day. 80 ounces is the recommendation, correct. Somewhere around 80 ounces. And you've got, hold up your cup there. Don't spill it, but hold up your cup.
It's empty.
But it's a 32 ounce. That's a 32 ounce cup. And that's the quote unquote big gulp or whatever size.
That's the large. Yeah.
That's the large. So you think about, okay, 80 ounces. If I have to get, I'm the kind of person if I have to get 80 ounces of fluid in me, then I want a container that's 80 ounces. So I know, okay, been through my thing. Here, how am I doing on my progress? Okay, here I go.
I don't see one.
So, I went to the counter or the shelving area where in this sporting goods store where they had all the water things.
Sure.
And they had all different sizes. They had everything from the little avocado size, wine glass, wine cooler, all the way up to the 1 gallon mama. You know how much they wanted for a 1 gallon water thing?
$42.50.
$130.
Pass.
$130.
I mean, they
didn't even come with a radio. No, all of them were still on the shelf, believe it or not.
No way. I'm just shocked. That's shocking.
We'll be right back. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms, a few this morning, but mostly this afternoon and this evening. Then overnight tonight, we clear out. We drop down to 65. And tomorrow, we're looking at sunny skies, less humid air, high temperatures around 78. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
What were you just saying? 7:45. Good morning. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me is Bret Witkowski. Bret, what were you just saying about the trees?
Yeah, the trees outside the station here, outside this window. They got a bunch of helicopters.
The helicopters.
Birds. They are going to plug up the gutters.
You're always looking for the sunshine on the horizon, right?
Yeah. We've got them at our house, and every year it's a mess for a month.
Yeah.
The helicopters.
The helicopters, they're no fun.
But those
No fun to
trees
clean
grow
up.
the fastest. That's why they're used.
What?
The helicopter trees grow. Grow
and it's in part because they are so proliferate with their seed distribution.
Must be.
That's what you're saying, right?
I'm just saying they grow the fastest.
Okay.
It's a negative of them growing fast.
All right, let's get to our positive Moody on the Market update. Moody on the Market update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. Talking about Southwestern Michigan Tourist Council announcing a new name. Visit Southwest Michigan.
What was it before?
I just said in the title of the story.
I didn't.
Southwestern Michigan Tourist Council.
Correct.
Announces new name. Visit Southwest Michigan.
So what was the old name?
Oh my gosh, you were so dense. Since December 1982, our destination marketing organization has been known as the Southwestern Michigan Tourist Council. See, it's in the name.
Oh,
that's the name.
I'm listening.
Oh my gosh, said Marcy Simpson, executive director. We're excited to announce our new name. It better aligns with our mission, who we serve, and it's much easier to remember. What is it? What's the new name? It's easier to remember.
Obviously, I don't remember.
Visit Southwest Michigan. That's the name of it. Simpson said the new name is a call to action, one that is welcoming and engaging. It reflects the broader group the organization serves, not just tourists, but all visitors. She said the Visit Southwest Michigan name reaches those who travel here temporarily, whether from a nearby community or on the other side of the world. That includes leisure and business travelers, event attendees, friends, families, visiting loved ones, traveling sports teams, and those considering relocating or starting a new business here. She says, our mission is to attract and assist a wide range of visitors. The new name helps us express that and express that this is a great place to enjoy beaches and outdoor recreation, our arts and cultural heritage, farm and craft beverage experiences, and to host meetings, weddings, reunions, and more.
And listen to the show.
If you want to read that full article and really understand what we're talking about, visit Southwest Michigan. The story is posted right now at moodyonthemarket.com.
I'm going to go look.
Southwestern Michigan Tourist Council announcing their new name. Visit Southwest Michigan. That's the Moody on the Market update for this hour. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. We've got more coming up next. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
Insurance Management Service, your local.
All right, what's the name?
Visit Southwest Michigan.
What was the old name?
Southwest Michigan Tourist Council.
Southwestern Michigan.
I thought that was, when you were talking, I thought it was like a slogan, not the name.
I think they're one and the same.
And that's fine. I didn't realize that was their
I could tell
slogan. I thought that was the name, and then this was their new slogan. So I was trying to figure out what was the old slogan. And then this actually was the old name that now is part of the new slogan.
The new name is the slogan.
That's what you should have said.
The new name is the slogan. I should have said that.
New name and old slogan. Old name and old slogan.
Okay. Hang on. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're a little slow today.
I am. I'm a little slow today.
I don't know how you get it all done. You walk in at 5:58.
No, I do not walk. I walk into this studio. This studio at 5:58.
That's what I meant. Not the station. You're here at 4 a.m.
Thank you.
With everybody else.
Did I talk about on the air what happened? Oh no, I'm not going to.
Last Friday?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Don't talk about that.
About the doors?
Don't talk about that is what I said.
Well, you one just brought it up.
Yeah, and then I said don't talk about it. I caught myself.
You got it all worked out. I saw Terry on Friday.
It's the WSJM morning show. We continue.
And Kathy.
Bret Witkowski is here filling in for Mike Weibel. Let's see. Did you hear about this? Today is the first day that a groundbreaking new voter registration law goes into effect. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not.
Currently in Michigan, those convicted of a felony lose their voting rights while they're incarcerated. Under the new law, they'll automatically be registered to vote. That includes those on parole, probation, or tether. Officials say Michigan is the first state to adopt a system like this. Supporters say civic engagement, like voting, helps to reintegrate people into society and reduces the recidivism rate. That's the reoffending part. Meantime, anyone in Michigan who applies for a license or state ID card who is eligible to vote will also be automatically registered by the Secretary of State's office unless they opt out. There you go.
There you go.
Voting changes.
There you go.
What else? What else you have over there?
Nothing.
What were you looking for? I thought you were looking for stuff to talk about.
I didn't find anything. I was looking at the Cubs schedule, the White Sox.
Oh, well, that's why you didn't find anything, because you got derailed by sports.
Foosball.
Oh, boy.
Every time I think of Adam Sandler every time you say that.
We watched an Adam Sandler movie this weekend.
Which one?
Happy Gilmore.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well,
Samuel, it was the anniversary of it, wasn't it?
I don't know if it's the anniversary. Samuel requested it, remember, because he's into golf. And Diane, yes, by the way, the $130 1-gallon water thing was a Yeti. Can you believe that? $130 for a freaking tumbler.
I wonder how much it really costs them to make that.
Not $130.
No, probably 10.
I'm thinking less than $10. I don't know. I'm getting angry about it.
I got to look
just
up
thinking
Yeti
about
Corporation.
it. Yeah, look it up. All right, WSJM Morning Show continues back on the radio and video live stream in a moment.
The rules, and they don't cut corners. Trust the people that care, who know how to do it right the first time. All you need to do is work with McGee's once to see the difference, and they'll be the first call every time. Feel at ease with McGee's. Call today for your estimate. Feel at ease with McGee's. Southwest Michigan's Bryant dealer.
From the Pat Moody Studios, this is WSJM FM Benton Harbor St. Joseph, a product of Midwest Family Marketing and Media. Proudly serving our community. The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:52. It's the WSJM Morning Show. What are you mumbling about over there?
Talking about the Yeti Corporation, which was formed in 2006 in Austin, Texas.
So it's a Texas company.
Roy and Ryan Seidlers.
Oh, okay.
167 billion in sales.
Whoa. 167 billion in sales?
Profit of 167
Speak
million.
up, would you? Speak up a little bit. No, don't go closer to the microphone.
Profit of 167 million.
7:53. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Ken Lundberg here and Bret Witkowski over there. Bret, we and I were talking on the video live stream about what I don't know. I don't understand why a tumbler, something to hold a cold drink, would cost so much money. And I didn't name the brand, but then somebody on the video live stream, Diane, said, "Is it Yeti?" And it's like, yeah, it's Yeti.
So what sets Yeti apart from others?
Well, the impression I get is that they are a superior product, that they are able to keep cold stuff cold, hot stuff hot, and that's what you want. And it's durable. I mean, full disclosure, I've got a Yeti coffee cup here with my, buy local sticker on it.
And if you drop it, it won't break.
Well, that's true. And I have dropped it a couple of different times,
right.
Once on the bottom and once on the lid itself. And both times, not a ding or scratch or anything on them. So, I mean, they're pretty good. I do have a Yeti cooler because at some point, one of the power outages or something happened. Anyway, we needed a cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And to test it, one winter, I put a bunch of snow in it. Sorry, is this a boring story? Brett's yawning.
No,
I put a bunch of snow
tired.
in it. And I sealed it up, and it stayed in there for a few days. I mean, snow.
You were that bored.
Well, I mean, in room temperature, the Yeti kept it cold. But at the same time, I went by a sporting goods store this weekend. I was looking at some of the tumblers and drink things. For a gallon tumbler or whatever, not tumbler is a hard word for it, but for a gallon container, 1 gallon, $130 for the thing. I don't understand.
I buy a lot of cups for $130.
I did not buy it.
and I can track it. I drink.
How much water do you drink? Because you're supposed to get, according to the doctor that I spoke with most recently, you're supposed to drink 80 ounces of fluid a day, primarily water.
During the week at work, I'm pretty close. I would think I'm pretty close to that.
Every day, 80 ounces.
Pretty close.
You track it. I want to see how you do.
I will.
Sure.
I have a old cup that's got keeps it cold, not a Yeti, and put some ice in it and just roll all day long.
Water. You're drinking water all day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Only time I get a pop is when I have to come on here.
And is it diet?
No.
Okay.
I am not drinking diet.
You don't like the diet. You go for the full sale.
Or zero.
Oh, you don't drink the zero. Yeah. I accidentally bought you a zero.
And you know how many weeks that lasted? About 3.
You probably, have you finally thrown it out?
Finally.
Okay.
But it lasted about 3 weeks. So I would be a little thirsty. I would just get a little sip and that'd be enough. Some people love it though.
Coke Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Water.
What do you drink? What's your beverage of choice?
Kombucha. If I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking coffee. If I'm not drinking coffee or water, I'm drinking kombucha. That's basically it. But with my water, I typically throw in some lemon juice, or some lime.
I get it. How do you like your coffee?
I like it good. I like it well. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I mean, like you add a lot of stuff to it.
No, I add absolutely nothing to it.
Right.
It's just straight espresso with a little bit of water.
I tried coffee for a year, and by the end of that year, I was drinking sugar.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
No, so I'm just like,
it's too bitter for you?
I just don't like the taste.
Huh?
I love the smell, and I make it at home every morning, and at work I'll make it for the staff and meetings.
Yeah.
I just don't. I love the smell, but I don't like the.
I would like to
taste.
pass a state law or rule that says people who don't drink coffee are not allowed to make it.
Why?
Because you've got to have an appreciation for it.
I
Before
do.
You can make
I
it.
appreciate the smell.
All right. Okay.
I serve others.
You're listening to Coffee Talk on WSJM. No, it's the WSJM morning show, 7:57. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me is Bret Witkowski. We're just talking about stuff. I do like my doctor, though, because she said I can include coffee as part of the fluid intake, 80 ounces per day, because I don't put anything in it.
Oh, okay.
She said if I put like sugar water and syrup or anything like that, I couldn't. But since I don't, I can.
I like my doctor.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Very good, doctor.
National Highway Traffic Safety Administration issued multiple recalls last week, including 250,000 plus Chrysler vehicles. If you're looking for any of those things, you might just want to go to NHTSA's database and look at the recalls. But here's what we know. Chrysler recalled certain 2022 to 2025 Pacifica and Voyager vehicles, as they say they may have faulty side airbags. Quit doing that on your chair. The right and left side curtain airbags in recalled vehicles may have improperly sealed seams, causing them not to maintain pressure when they should be.
Ooh.
That's unfortunate. Dealers are supposed to inspect and replace the side curtain airbags for free. An initial notification letter explaining safety risks is supposed to be sent out starting today, and a follow-up letter will be sent when a remedy is developed. So if you're a Chrysler Pacifica or Voyager owner from the years of 2022 to 2025, check your mail. You might be getting a notice saying, hey, airbags got to be inspected by the dealer. That's a really important one.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
When they go off, boy.
Did your airbag go off when you were in that accident over in Wisconsin?
Yeah, they all blew.
Oof.
And they come out, when I was talking with Sheriff Height, he was telling me they come out at 230 miles an hour.
No kidding. You know, that's faster than a diver goes off a cliff.
Probably.
No, not probably. We already learned this morning.
Yeah, but what's the max speed?
It's like 120, 130 because of air resistance. Ford Motor Company recalled certain 2020 to 2025 Lincoln Aviator vehicles as they might have trim that can detach. So again, if you're looking for any of the recalls, we get almost new ones every day, but some of them are larger than others. This one, again, NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, says recalled vehicles may have rear door window bars and C-pillar trim that was insufficiently bonded, causing the trim to come off while you're driving. Again, dealers are supposed to repair or replace. But check out NHTSA for the announcement on that.
Any recalls the 1948 Ford Thame trucks?
Just a congratulation note.
Yeah, that you're still going.
Keeping it going for that long. All right. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg, Bret Witkowski here. Do I have you next hour or not? No. Okay. He's gone.
Your lucky day.
He's working next hour. So we'll be back, though. We've got Cornerstone Alliance. They'll be coming in to join us. Yeah. All right. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Police in Idaho still trying to figure out what led to a deadly shooting not far from Coeur d'Alene. First responders murdered